Now, Brown. Jerpo Tech here, and I want to share with you all the best things about the new VisionOS 27 update on the Apple Vision Pro. And I would also like to share with you all the things that are still kind of bothering me about VisionOS. See, last week I made a video about all the new features that I would love to see inside of this new VisionOS 27 update. And, well, to be honest, I was pretty let down. I think, in fact, I only received like 1.5 of the things that I was hoping to see. So some of the improvements are even actually feel like they've gone backwards a little bit. I'll touch on these soon. See, shortly after the release of the developer betas at WWDC, I told myself that I was just going to wait until the public betas came out this time. I was just going to skip developer beta altogether. And that was before, I was hanging out on YouTube and I started seeing videos of the new environment, Thor's Mork. I thought it just looked absolutely stunning from the videos I saw, and I saw others using it, and figured it was a good enough reason to go ahead and give the developer beta a try, since I really do love the fully immersed environments that you can use in Apple Vision Pro, and I use it every morning. So I figured, what the hell, why not? Let's just give the developer beta a try and check it out. Let's talk about all the best features of the new VisionOS 27 operating system first. Let's go ahead, let's talk about the good. We'll save the not so good and the annoying things for later. I'll give a breakdown of all the things bothering me towards the end of the video. So let's look at the biggest standout improvement so far. And for me, as I said, the environment. Thor's Mork is beautiful. Oh my goodness, did they really come through for us with a new environment? I think it is just absolutely stunning. The visuals and the sounds of the running creek and, the beautiful lights in the sky, the Borealis, Aurora Borealis. That's not right.
Aurora Borealis.
How the hell?
Aurora Borealis.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Like, it is beautiful. The northern lights in the sky, the stars, the running creek, the sound. I mean, you can see the reflections of your windows in the water of the running creek. It's really gorgeous. They did a really good job. I did ask for some not outside environments, maybe something industrial or something that just feels a little different than being outside in nature, but beggars can't be choosers. We did get one, and it is a really, really good one. So I am really happy to see that they provided us with a brand new environment like that. And I know what you're thinking, like Siri. Siri is the big major update for WWDC and all of the operating systems coming out this fall. I wasn't particularly excited for, the new Siri inside of the Apple Vision Pro. I don't see how it's going to improve my workflow very much, so it wasn't really the reason I downloaded the developer beta. And to be honest, I still don't have it because I'm still on the waiting list. It's been, I don't know how many days now, but still on the waiting list. No sign of the new Siri, so sorry, I won't be able to cover the new Siri update, but I think this applies to a lot of us in the Vision Pro. I don't think Siri is really going to change what we're using the Vision Pro for. Maybe it'll enhance a few things and whatnot, but I'm more looking forward to using Siri on my MacBook Pro and my iPhone, to be honest. So we'll see if I change my mind. Maybe it, really improves my Vision Pro experience once it comes out, but we won't know until I get off the dang wait list. So with VisionOS 27 came a new widget, and I'm very excited about this new widget. See, in the previous video, I wanted some sort of solution to be able to hop in and out of Mac Virtual Display quickly and easily without having to dig through the Control Center menu and going into my Mac Virtual Display that way. I wanted to just be able to kind of minimize it and bring it back up whenever I wanted. Apple did give us a widget that we can now keep in place anywhere we want. You can have more than one. So I have one here on my desk. I keep one on the kitchen table. I even keep one in the living room where I sit on the couch on the side table there. It allows you to just click the widget and instantly bring up Mac Virtual Display. And I am very happy to say that it has solved that problem for me. You no longer have to go into the Control Center and find Mac Virtual Display and click it. You know, it's a little buggy. It works most of the time. You know, I'm gonna give it some grace here. It is still the developer beta. You know, it's first beta 1 of the developer. So I think they'll get the kinks ironed out, and I am very happy to see that I can just click the widget. It also works to come out of it, you know, minimize it, so you can click the widget, minimizes, gets rid of the desktop view, click it again, Mac Virtual Display returns right where you left it. So I am very happy to see that working exactly how I wanted it to, because before, every time you came out of Mac Virtual Display and went back into it, you had to resize the window. And I've noticed that the window goes right back to the size you left it before. So very excited. I think that is one of the best features of the new VisionOS 27 update. Another fantastic feature that I'm really excited about is the ability to screen record inside Apple Vision Pro in high quality now. Before, anytime you wanted to screen record whatever you were seeing inside the Apple Vision Pro, you were left with this like really low quality, grainy 1080 footage, and it really just did not do a good job representing what you were visually seeing with your own eyes inside the Apple Vision Pro. So I think this new high quality screen recording option is like really great for showing off what it looks like inside the Apple Vision Pro. I don't really know, you know, the inner workings and how resource intensive screen recording really is. According to Apple, apparently it's pretty intensive because you can only screen record in high quality for up to 3 minutes. And it even gives you a warning saying if you need to do multiple back-to-back screen recordings, you may need to take time in between. I'm guessing so that CPU, GPU, processor, computer on your face can cool down and doesn't get too hot. I don't know, I thought these were M chips. Screen recording doesn't seem like it would be that big of a deal, but what do I know, right? At least we have it. So in VisionOS 27, we now have new Safari tabs that allow you to see all of your tabs kind of in a curved screen, and you can see all of them open and interact with them. For me, it hasn't been very usable. It's still super buggy for me, and it kind of jumps all around whenever I try and interact with them. Also, it's not really useful for me. I don't really use Safari, the Safari browser inside the Apple Vision Pro. I'm just not browsing the web with the Vision Pro. I'm usually, if I'm going to do something web-based, I'm using Mac Virtual Display. I'm using my laptop, mouse and keyboard. I'm not just browsing the web in the Vision Pro. So this wasn't a huge deal for me, but I can see if somebody does enjoy using the Safari app inside of the Vision Pro, this is a very welcome update. And the last final big update for me inside of the VisionOS 27 is the new control panel. Now they've done a really good job updating the control center. When you bring it up, you now have 3 different screens to look at. One with your notifications and the time. You have a specific place for your sound, and you can change the sound for all the different things like the apps and the environments, and when you're on FaceTime and video calls. And then you have another screen dedicated just for environments. And this was on my wish list, and this is where things actually started to go backwards, and they just blew it. I mean, it was right there. I mean, now we have an entire environments section right in the control center, and wouldn't you know it, you still can't change the environment from that. You still need to go into the app switcher home screen to change the environment. I mean, why? It's right there. There's an entire section for environments. And then, to add insult to injury, they removed the ability to put it in automatic mode between switching to light and dark. If you want to switch it into automatic mode, you now have to dive back into the actual settings menu, all the way in the app home screen, go into settings, down to environments to be able to select automatic for the environment, light and dark setting. I mean, that is just driving me nuts. Why did they do that? They were so close. They could have fixed it all. They could have had it all going for each other. And maybe this is just the first iteration of the developer beta. Maybe they will fix this, and I pray that they do, because it just drives me nuts. I like switching between light and dark, and I also like keeping it on automatic. I know maybe that sounds bizarre. I just like knowing that I can have dark mode when I want, and when I know it's early in the morning, I like keeping it to automatic, because as the sun comes up it gradually turns to light, and it's part of the magic. I love that part. And I can't just click automatic right there in the control center now. I got to go back all the way into the settings. That's just unacceptable for me, and that's real big bugaboo. It's driving me crazy. I hope that you get that ironed out, because man, the new control center, it has so much potential, and it's like right there. Apparently there is a ton of updates happening in the background. We are getting better Wi-Fi connection and faster AirDrop speeds and better indexing and search, and Siri is supposed to be the bee's knees. That is really the big update here, but hopefully everything in the background is working as well as they say it is. So let's go ahead and talk about the things that are still bothering me about VisionOS. I just touched on one of them. That's really grinding my gears. And then it comes with the Notes app built into Apple Vision Pro. Still doesn't have a true dark mode. I mean, in the morning when I'm journaling and scripting and writing in the Notes app, I love to just have nothing else open. I love just my one single Notes app screen. 5 in the morning, the room will be dark. I'll be in the dark, brand new, beautiful Thor's Mac environment, and I'll just have a bright, blank white screen staring back at me, blinding me, causing reflections because of the super high contrast. So you get the reflection inside the Vision Pro that we're all aware of. It usually doesn't bother me. It's usually not a big deal. And in this situation, it's just such a stark contrast, such a blank, bright white screen. I can't even write that way. I just close out the app, I open up Mac Virtual Display, and I bring back out my laptop, and I write in Mac Virtual Display in the Notes app with a black page. It really bothers me a lot. Now, if it's during the day and I'm not in a dark, fully immersive environment, or I'm outside or whatever, I can use the Notes app inside the Apple Vision Pro just fine. But it just is really frustrating to see that they can't have a just black page to write on in the Notes app inside of Apple Vision Pro. Which kind of leads me to the next thing inside of the VisionOS that's just not right. Feels like it could be tightened up, and that is the giant touch keyboard continues to pop up right in your face, even when you're typing on a Bluetooth keyboard that's been connected to the Apple Vision Pro. It's not, sleeping. You've just typed with it 4 seconds ago, and you move your cursor into a new field and you click it, and the keyboard just pops up. Now, it does automatically reduce to the little, preview window with the predictive text in front of you. It will automatically, reduce to that once you start typing, but it's pretty distracting and annoying to have a big keyboard pop up and then it doesn't go away until you start typing. Yeah, so those are my little nitpicks with the new VisionOS 27 update. I think some of them are going to get ironed out as the betas, push updates and come to public beta, and hopefully by the official release this fall, everything is ironed out, and maybe we even get a few extra goodies that, haven't been released yet. Maybe they just tighten some things up, especially those environments and control center. But yeah, this is a step in the right direction. It just goes to show you they haven't completely forgotten about VisionOS, as so many people are afraid of. And I think this year's rollout is really just about bringing all of the operating systems together, whether it's iPad, macOS, the phone, VisionOS, and with the upcoming foldable device, the new iPhone Ultra. I think it's really a step in the direction of just bringing everything together to work together, because in the past it hasn't always been working so well. You would be able to do one thing on this device and it would behave differently on another operating system. I think they're really working to bring it all together, and they would do so if they would just give us a gosh darn dark app mode in the Notes app in Apple Vision Pro. But anyways, these were my updates. These are the best parts of VisionOS and the worst parts. I hope you enjoyed watching, and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much. Jerpo Tech out. Jerpo Tech out.